Hey guys, what is up? It is Christian here, and today's a big day. We have final Oscar predictions. Oscar nominations are tomorrow. It's crazy that they're already tomorrow. And they were supposed to be earlier. They were supposed to be last week, but because of the fires in Los Angeles, they delayed it to this Thursday. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a live reaction. It's going to be crazy. I'm probably going to have one of my worst years of accuracy yet. But before I answer my final predictions, please like, subscribe, and tell me what you think of this live stream. So yeah, there's a lot. This season's been crazy. There's been so much that's not certain. Hey, what's up? There's legitimately only one category that I think is completely solidified. Every other category, there can be different things. Like it's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna wait for a few people to join, and then we'll get right into it. All right, yeah, let's get right into it. I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see what I have in. I'm going my predictions on Letterboxd. All right, one thing you're gonna notice with my predictions is I'm playing it very safe in numerous categories. Like a lot of categories, I'm playing it safer than usual. Sometimes I'll throw a bone and predict something maybe a little bit out of pocket. Last year, I'm definitely not going to do as well as I did last year. I got 7 categories perfectly right, including Best Picture, which almost everyone got right. There were some like I didn't predict anything like I didn't predict any major snubs. I mean Barbie and editing that didn't get BAFTA nomination, but that got ACE and like wait no ACE was after. Hold on, that got Critics' Choice. They love Barbie at Critics' Choice. But yeah, I said that I was gonna miss editing. So yeah, I ended up predicting that 5 perfectly right. So yeah, and then I also predicted like El Conde for cinematography, which got in. That didn't make sense for me to leave out because like if that was gonna get ASC, obviously it was gonna get the Oscar. I said Indiana Jones is gonna get score, which a few people did too, because John Williams never misses. I said Teacher's Lounge was going to get into international feature because that got that's Sony. It's Sony Classics, which did it. So yeah. Hold on, if you want to join, let me get you in. Also, in this prediction, this stream's already going to be super long. I'm probably not going to go into too in depth of what I think is winning. I'll say like because there are some categories that I just have no clue what's winning. If a category is very obvious what's winning, like visual effects, I'll say like so and so is winning. This is getting nominated. Like, but for the categories that are closer, it's like best picture right away. I'm not gonna say what's winning because it's crazy. They could be anything. Obviously, and I would say Nora and Amelia Perez probably have the best shot at winning right now. But it could be Conclave. Conclave could maybe win. That could maybe win like SAG, PGA, BAFTA. The Brutalist. I don't think the Brutalist is gonna win. But all 4 of those are like locks to get nominated. They have not missed anything. They've checked every single box that you could possibly check. Those 4 are getting in for sure. Complete Unknown's in at this point. That's top 5. DGA nomination. BAFTA Best Film. SAG Ensemble. Like that's top 5. Has not missed a beat. Wicked's in. The Substance is in. That didn't get BAFTA, which maybe proves that's not like a top 5, but it's getting in. Dune Part 2 among some of the snubbage it's getting in, obvious. You do not want to deny any of these top 8. This top 8's getting in. This top 8 is happening. It's 9 and 10 that we're gonna get into why I have those 2 in, but 9 and 10 is where it gets crazy. We have 4 movies competing for those last 2 slots. So once A Real Pain got PGA, I put that in. I said Real Pain. I said Sing Sing because of the BAFTA performance. Nickel Boys didn't really have that strong showing at BAFTA or Guilds aside from like screenplay. So I was like, okay, I can predict Nickel Boys for lone screenplay and have Real Pain Sing Singing, right? Then, well, the Oscar Expert, you guys all know the Oscar Expert probably. They released their video. I watched it. They convinced me on A Real Pain. They're like, it's Searchlight. Searchlight would probably wouldn't have many problems getting 2 movies in. Emma Stone's a producer on it. It probably has wider visibility than these other 3, Sing Sing, A Real Pain, September 5. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave it in. And then they're like Sing Sing Nickel Boys. Like they say, like Nickel Boys, it's MGM. MGM got Women Talking in a year of 10. And also like Nickel Boys has been doing well at critics groups and like the Trifecta and stuff. Meanwhile, Sing Sing, like A24 is like not even bothering with it. Like they've had a horrible campaign on it. However, the BAFTA performance is still like something to look at. It also got USC Scripter today, which proves the writers like it. The writers like it. Obviously, Coleman Domingo's been stable everywhere too. So I think Sing Sing's still in the game. PGA voting ended before BAFTA voting ended, I believe. PGA nominations were supposed to be before BAFTA. I feel like if PGA happened before BAFTA, we would have been tucking at Sing Sing as soon as that happened because of the SAG snubbage. Golden Globes hate it. Critics' Choice loves it. SAG and PGA hate it, and then BAFTA is like it, even though it's not even longlisted for Best Film. And I think BAFTA and USC Scripter would have brought it back though. It would have brought it back from the dead. But yeah, I do think it would be easier for Searchlight to get 2 movies in rather than A24. I mean, A24 did it last year, but come on, that was obvious. However, they later on in that video, they were like, probably the best way to, I don't know if they said in like a joking manner or like a serious manner, but they were like, the best way to get 9 out of 10 is just to have Sing Sing Nickel Boys in. And in my mind, I said, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna keep them both in. I'm gonna say, because I highly doubt PGA is gonna go 10 for 10. I don't think both The Real Pain and September 5 are gonna get in. Nickel Boys or Sing Sing could take out one, or they're gonna take out one of those. Or maybe they can both take out 2 of those. PGA going 8 out of 10 doesn't sound that crazy to me. They could easily do it. So I'm going to say Nickel Boys and Sing Sing make it at the end of the day. I'm going to say they both still get in. And then A Real Pain misses. I don't feel great about predicting A Real Pain. So A Real Pain's been doing decently. I mean, it missed Critics' Choice. The BAFTA wasn't longlisted for BAFTA. But then PGA got it. It got PGA. Kieran Culkin's been very stable too. Kieran Culkin's been stable. He's probably going to win. And obviously it's been stable for screenplay. So yeah, I don't feel amazing about leaving it out, but I wonder if it is just kind of like The Whale or Being the Ricardos, where it's like a PGA red herring that just misses. I mean, those 2 are more divisive, so it makes sense. But like, Nickel Boys and Sing Sing feel like the Oscars feel like more Oscar-y movies than like some of the Oscars would go for more than some of these other places. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Nickel Boys Sing Sing. This could look really good or really bad. September 5 got Golden Globe Lone Drama nominee. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention Nickel Boys. The reason why I initially said Nickel Boys over Sing Sing. This is back when I still had A Real Pain at number 9. Nickel Boys still got the lone Golden Globe drama nomination. Sing Sing literally only got Coleman Domingo nominated at the Globes. But yeah, I'm gonna say they both still get in, and A Real Pain's out. September 5. We haven't been talking much about September 5. That got a lone Golden Globe nomination. Didn't get any other nominations at the Globes. That gets a screenplay and editing nomination at Critics' Choice. It's off the map. It doesn't get an AC edit nomination. BAFTA doesn't longlist it for any categories. It's not eligible for WGA. But then it gets PGA, which like was completely out of the blue for me because like that movie. I feel like it reached its peak, but then it just got PGA. I feel like that's not going to translate. I mean, I'd be kind of shocked because these three seem like they have better cases to make. The one red herring, though, I will say, if September 5 gets editing, I'll be scared for it. I think it could maybe still get in. I think it's going to get screenplay, but like I think these other three have better cases to make for them. And Sing Sing, that could get 3 nominations. That could get 4 nominations. Maybe that could even get 4 nominations if they still do Clarence Macklin. Nickel Boys can be women talking and get just screenplay picture. That could maybe even surprise and director. Or maybe they love it so much that they nominate Anjanou Ellis-Taylor and/or cinematography. Well, cinematography would be crazy, but like anything's possible. Anything's possible. So yeah, I'm gonna say any other outside shots. The Apprentice made the BAFTA long list, but I'm not taking that into consideration. I might get 2 acting nominations though. Challengers hasn't really had that much of a good showing. It didn't get PGA, it didn't get Critics' Choice, only has Golden Globe comedy. Not doing that. And then Kneecap was a BAFTA long list thing, but again, that. So yeah, that's it for picture. Now we'll go to director. This category. Oh my god, this category too. So best director, I don't know. I'm not even gonna bother saying what I think is gonna win. I guess Brady Corbett up front for now for the Brutalist. He's getting in. Sean Baker's getting in for Nora. Jacques Audiard's getting in for Amelia Perez. Both those two can maybe win. Threaten for DGA. Do people still think Jacques Audiard's missing? Don't predict that to miss. I mean, it would be kind of good if he missed because that movie's so bad. But like, I don't think. But he has not missed a beat. Jacques Audiard's not missed a beat. He's getting in. It's the international director pick that they love to do. Edward Berger also hasn't missed a beat for Conclave. He's getting in. Conclave has literally been showing everywhere. If there is one snub from this top 4, maybe it's him for like Ramel Ross. Maybe it could be him. However, he hasn't missed a beat. I'm gonna leave him in. And Coralie Farjat missed DGA, which was the only place where they have 5 slots. Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, BAFTA have 6. However, she's been doing well, and those 3 nominations are still huge. I think she's gonna get in. That feels like a very Oscar-y pick too. It seems like I think The Substance would get a director nomination if that's in Best Picture. I mean, unless it's like a number 8 or something. I don't think it's I think it's stronger than Dune. But yeah, I'm gonna say Farjat gets in. I think the most obvious swap. This is 4 out of 5 with DGA. DGA did James Mangold for A Complete Unknown. The most obvious swap would be to take Mangold out and put in Farjat to get 4 out of 5. Maybe they go 3 out of 5 like they did last year, and they do Ramel Ross and Farjat. Maybe they do Ramel Ross, Edward Berger. Edward Berger also reminds me of McDonough for Banshees. He gets snubbed the first time around. He has the Best Picture contender. Then the second time he makes it. I think that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, it would have been a cool nomination, but like that lineup was pretty good that year. Well, I don't know about Ruben Östlund, but they could have done like Park Chan-wook or Charlotte Wells as well. So yeah. The only other real person I'm considering to predict over this top 5 is Ramel Ross. He only has Critics' Choice. I mean, he has DGA First Time Director, but that doesn't really count. He didn't get Globe, which he probably wasn't anyway gonna get that. He didn't get. He wasn't long listed for BAFTA. He could maybe be like a Ben Seilen or Lenny Abrahamson or Terrence Malick type surprise. Well, Terrence Malick was a big name. Maybe more in line with those other two, where they sneak. Yeah, but those were stronger picture movies. Like Beast of the Star Wild got PGA. Room is PGA. So, so yeah, I think Romero Ross is gonna miss, but he can absolutely still make it. He can still make it. I think this top 5 is pretty good though. I don't. The director's branch always throws a wild card. The last time they did it was in 2019, where it was like Bong Joon-ho, Sam Mendes, Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, Todd Phillips. That 5 was extremely obvious, and that 5 made it. Some people try to predict Greta Gerwig for Little Women, but I knew it was going to be Todd Phillips. So yeah, Denis Villeneuve. I'm not predicting him. He got Critics' Choice BAFTA. Critics' Choice had 8 nominees. Yeah, and that's what Romero Ross got. The only place he could get him was 3 nominees, but he feels like more of a director's branch type pick. Denis Villeneuve, they're gonna snub him again. He didn't miss. As soon as he missed Globe, I was like, okay, he's done. He's not getting in. He couldn't get DGA either. Like to be a blockbuster and best director, you need to get DGA. I mean, and BAFTA likes him. They nominated him for Blade Runner 2049. He didn't get nominated for the first Dune there, but that's because of the jury. Non-jury year, he would have gotten in. So yeah, he would have gotten everything and still missed. But yeah, Denis Villeneuve. I don't really think he's gonna get in. James Mangold's not. He's the DGA snub. He's gonna be the one from DGA who misses. Payal Kapadia, For All We Imagine Is Light. If she wanted to prove that she's getting in, she needed to get BAFTA, but she didn't get BAFTA. She only has Golden Globe. She's not getting in. And then John M. Chu for Wicked. Don't even bother with that. He couldn't even get DGA. The only place he has is Critics' Choice. Goodbye. Any other like weird stuff they could do? No, I don't think Nosferatu is gonna pop out of nowhere and get picture director. People think it could be. I've heard some people saying it could be like a Phantom Thread, but Phantom Thread was by Paul Thomas Anderson and it wasn't a horror movie. This is not by Paul Thomas Anderson, and it's a horror movie. It's gothic horror. So yeah, I don't think Robert Eggers is really gonna get in. John Chu, I guess. I don't think he's gonna get in though. He's gone. So yeah, I'm really only considering this top 5 and Romero Ross. Yeah, I think this top 5 is the safest at the end of the day. These top 4 haven't missed a beat, and then Farjad only missed DGA. She got everything else she needed to. Best Actress, fun category. I think Demi Moore is gonna win for The Substance. Maybe Mikey Madison still has a shot for Anora, but yeah, those two are gonna compete. It depends on who wins. Like if Mikey Madison could still win like Critics' Choice and SAG. I think SAG feels like they would do Demi Moore though. BAFTA maybe too. Well, let's not go too in depth with wins because it's not that time yet. But yeah, those two are getting in. Carla Sofia Gascon's getting in. She's in. There's no reason to predict a snub for her. She hasn't missed a beat. Her movie's strong in Best Picture. I hate Emilia Perez. I think she's good in the movie. I think it's great that they got a trans woman to play this role. However, whether she gets in or if she gets snubbed, I won't really care. Kind of same with her co-star, who we'll get to in supporting actress. But yeah, she's getting in. Carla Sofia Gascon's getting in. No, I have no interest in seeing that movie with Kristen Stewart and Steven Yeun. But yeah, Carla Sofia Gascon's getting in. Obviously. Cynthia Erivo for Wicked has not missed a beat. She hasn't missed a beat. People are trying to say that she's Margot Robbie and Barbie. She has more hype than Margot Robbie did for Barbie. Way more passion than Margot Robbie did for Barbie. I think she does more with the role. She cries. She sings. She has funny moments, sad moments, moving moments. That whole the whole scene, she has a clear Oscar clip when she's spoilers for Wicked, confronting the wizard for being a fraud. Like that scene is like an Oscar clip, and obviously the Defiant Gravity scene. If we count singing as Oscar clips, that's obviously a big one too. I think I've seen more people getting excited about her performance than they did for Margot Robbie and Barbie. I think more people would vote for Cynthia Erivo at their number one, would put her at their as their favorite in the category, rather than compared to Margot Robbie. She hasn't missed a beat. She's gotten everything. She's in a Best Picture movie, and I have a thing with SAG. SAG will for Best Picture. SAG will usually nominate the same amount of actresses for Best Picture nominees that the Oscars will. The Oscars and SAG will usually do the same amount, or Oscars will do one more. Only 3 times in the last 13 years have they done one less. So yeah, I think Cynthia Erivo is gonna get in still. She hasn't missed a beat. It would be kind of weird for her to miss. Well, I mean, I also feel like people are just so biased towards the previous year because they're like, oh, so and so happened last year, so this happened last year, so it's gonna happen again this year. Like, and stuff doesn't always work out like that. I mean, like last year, Annette Bening still got in for Nyad, but Margot Robbie missed for Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall. That was an example of them doing the same amount of Best Picture nominees that the Oscars do, that SAG does. SAG went 4 out of 5. They had Annette Bening for Nyad, who was the only one not from Best Picture. Then Margot Robbie misses for Sandra Hüller, who's also in a Best Picture movie. So it's a neutral swap. I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna predict Pamela Anderson and Fernanda Torres, and then say Cynthia Erivo gets them because that's predicting one less. Maybe that happens this year. Anything could happen, but I'm gonna stick with my guns that they're gonna do the top 4, and they're all in Best Picture movies as well. So I think that top 4 is looking real good. Yeah, I heard about that. How do I feel? I mean, we're not gonna hear those crappy Amelia Perez songs being performed, but like we also want to have another like. Well, this year the song category is kind of like weak. We'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah. And then number 5, crazy number 5. Pamela Anderson could get in for The Last Showgirl. She got SAG Golden Globe. She has a huge comeback narrative, probably similar to the one that Demi Moore has. However, I don't really know if SAG's going to go 5 out of 5, so I just have her missing because of that. I wouldn't be surprised if she got in, though, at all, because her co-star is probably getting in, which we'll get to that as well. Well, she may or may not. I think Fernanda Torres makes the most sense to have at number 5. It's because she won the Golden Globe. Here's the thing, though. If she had lost the Golden Globe, I wouldn't even bother predicting her because she didn't make BAFTA long list. She didn't really have that much of a strong showing at other critics groups. But the Golden Globe win is huge. And her distributor is also Sony Pictures Classics, which is Sony Pictures Classics does a great job at getting actors in. And it's also an international performance. The Oscars like to nominate actors from foreign movies. So yeah, I think Fernanda Torres makes a lot of sense to have at number 5. I think she's gonna get in. Maybe Erivo still misses for Pamela Anderson, but I'm not gonna. I think the Margot Robbie comparisons are kind of silly and just people trying to reach to have parallels from last year. I think this top 5. I hope to get at least 4. I hope to get 4 out of 5 in all these categories except for the shorts. I'll settle for a 3 out of 5 in those, and I hope to get 9 out of 10 for Best Picture. Pamela Anderson, absolutely watch out for her. Marianne Jean-Baptiste has Critics' Choice BAFTA. The Golden Globe snub was super crazy. Her distributor is Bleecker Street. And she also, another thing she has in favor is that she won Trifecta. However, do you know who else won Trifecta? Wait, no, I don't remember. Sally Hawkins won Trifecta for Happy Go Lucky. But she was another actress from a My Glee movie who was expected to get nominated but didn't. I'm predicting the same thing happened with Jean-Baptiste. But Baptiste has a great case to make, though. She's apparently giving a very showy performance, and she hasn't been nominated in decades. So yeah, I think anyone in this top 7 could get in, and I wouldn't be too surprised. Angelina Jolie for Maria, she's been so weak. I don't think she's gonna. Maybe there's a slim chance she can pull a Kristen Stewart type redemption, but I wouldn't count on it. Kristen Stewart had way bigger strength that Jolie lacks. Well, they both have Globe Critics' Choice. They both miss SAG. But at least Kristen Stewart got the BAFTA long list. Angelina Jolie didn't even get that. And Kristen Stewart was winning critics groups. Angelina Jolie is not winning critics groups. Maria is a way less acclaimed out of the other two compared to the other two Pablo Larraín movies, Jackie and Spencer. It's way less acclaimed. Way less people are getting excited about it. Maria still may get another nomination, which we'll get to. So maybe that could maybe push Jolie back in, but maybe not. Maybe it gets that low nomination anyway, which we'll get to. I'm going to say Jolie's out. I feel like the SAG snub was also like especially bad because it's a Netflix biopic and it's Angelina Jolie. I think it's not good. Kate Winslet and Lee, I'm not even gonna bother. It's another thing people are trying to reach for. People are trying to reach for another Andrea Riseborough. I haven't even heard many celebrities talking about her anyway. Only Frances Fisher I've really seen, and she was her co-star in Titanic, so that makes sense. She got a Golden Globe. Golden Globe's like Kate Winslet. The fact that she didn't get BAFTA and she's British, and the movie got quite a few long lists, like that's not good. That's not good. And then Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl. I'm not even gonna bother with Nicole Kidman. She only has Golden Globe. Goodbye. Best Actor, another crazy category. Only one category is like locked in, which we'll get to. But Adrian Brody and Timothée Chalamet are competing for the win. Don't know who's gonna win. We'll see. Ray Fiennes and Colman Domingo have gotten everything. They're getting in. That top four is extremely obvious. They haven't missed a beat. That fifth slot is crazy. Is it Daniel Craig and Queer? Or is it Sebastian Stan and The Apprentice? Or is it like Hugh Grant? Is it Hugh Grant? Well, I'm not going to really consider Hugh Grant. I'm mainly considering Sebastian Stan or Daniel Craig. These are both actors who have given many good performances over the years, and it feels like it's their time to get their first nominations. I will say maybe feels more exciting to go with to nominate Daniel Craig for the first time because he's the older, more respected actor. But Sebastian Stan had a good year. He had that Different Man, and the thing is, Queer. I think there have been some rumors with Oscar voting that people have not finished Queer. They like stopped it. They didn't watch the whole thing. I've heard Queer is very divisive, and The Apprentice is obviously also a divisive movie. Maybe not as like polarizing as Queer, but like it's obviously going to be divisive considering the political climate we're in. But yeah, Critics' Choice and SAG did not go for Sebastian Stan. Golden Globe BAFTA did. They liked The Apprentice the most. They were the overseas awards. The Apprentice was popular overseas. Domestic, they didn't want anything to do with it. Even though Jeremy Strong did still get a SAG nomination. Daniel Craig I don't know whether the SAG nomination is bigger or whether the BAFTA snub is bigger for him. Because the SAG nomination no one saw coming. Like, that was so extremely loud. Maybe it's the alphabet bias, but people didn't expect that he was going to miss BAFTA as a British actor. They preferred Hugh Grant as for the British slot, though. I don't know. I mean, Sebastian Stan, it's a biopic. And also A24 already has Adrian Brody and Colman Domingo. Maybe that could hurt Daniel Craig. Sebastian Stan's playing a real person. They also like that, but he's playing Donald Trump. They may not like that. Do people think he could cancel out because he has that and A Different Man? I don't know. This is clearly his vehicle, I think. He's The Apprentice. I'm still gonna say Daniel Craig though, because again that SAG nomination was quite big. And out of the two actors, I could see that people rallying around Daniel Craig getting in more because like he's the older, like probably more respected actor who's been working longer. He's James Bond. No, I could see him maybe. Also, SAG has been. I could see him maybe being the actor that people get more excited to nominate for the first time. So I would say, and I could see people not wanting to go near a Donald Trump performance, even though Golden Globe and BAFTA did it. We'll have to see whether they take the sides of the internationals or the Americans. I'm gonna say Daniel Craig though. I'm gonna say like 51. I'll say 51-49 Daniel Daniel Craig. It's very close though. I think it could go either way, and I won't be surprised. I will say though, SAG has gone 5 out of 5 in Best Actor, like a good amount in the recent memory. They got 5 out of 5 in 2020, in 2021, in 2023, last year. I could see him going 5 out of 5 again. So I'm gonna say Craig slightly edges out Sebastian Stan, but Sebastian Stan still has a great case to make. Hugh Grant has everything except for SAG. I'm not going to take him too seriously, though, because it's a horror performance. The other two seem like more Academy bait. I will say this, Sebastian Stan, it is a biopic. I mean, they like the SAG likes their biopics, and he still missed. So, yeah, I'll still slightly say Daniel Craig, but it could go either way still. Hugh Grant, he got Globe, he got Critics' Choice, he got BAFTA. Obviously, BAFTA loves Hugh Grant. Critics' Choice likes to go for horror performances more than the Oscars. They went with Lupita Nyong'o and Toni Collette. And then Golden Globes, it was split up. I think they also like Hugh Grant at the Golden Globes as well. Sebastian Stan for A Different Man, he won the Globe for that. That's probably going to help him further for The Apprentice. I feel like he's not going to get in for A Different Man. Jesse Eisenberg for A Real Pain hasn't been able to catch off aside from that Golden Globe nomination, and then Glenn Powell for Hitman as well. He if he can't get SAG, he's way gone. Goodbye. Best Supporting Actress, Zoe Saldana and Ariana Grande are competing to win. Literally no clue who will be, and those are the only 2 locks. The rest of this category is chaos. I think Isabella Rossellini's number 3. The only thing she missed was SAG. She has Globe, Critics' Choice, BAFTA. I think she's in. They're more likely to go for a performance lower on screen time than other award shows would. They went with like Judd Hirsch in The Fabelmans, Sam Elliott in The Star Is Born, Beatrice Straight in Network. I think they're more likely to go for like lower screen time performances than other award shows. And you know she's gotten Globe and Critics' Choice and BAFTA. Like I think that's pretty good. And then these last 2 slots. Felicity Jones, I'm worried about Felicity Jones. She made Globe and BAFTA. Missed Critics' Choice SAG. SAG hated The Brutalist. They didn't even nominate Guy Pearce. But the Critics' Choice stuff was not great. She's also been missing at critics groups. She's not in the movie apparently until the second half, like right after the intermission. But I heard she's amazing in it. Golden Globe and BAFTA, the more international voting bodies nominated her. The more American ones didn't. I wonder if she's still gonna get in though. If she can still get redeemed, because they're probably gonna like The Brutalist. I don't even know if it's gonna get 10 nominations. The Brutalist, but they're gonna like it. It's gonna get like 8 or 9. So they're still gonna like the movie. And then Jamie Lee Curtis for The Last Showgirl. She gets SAG and BAFTA. I think she's in. It's obviously not a guarantee. She could be the SAG and BAFTA nominee who misses, especially because her movie's not in Best Picture. And you have all these other people. You have Selena Gomez, Margaret Qualley, Andrew Miles Taylor, Monica Barbaro, who are on Best Picture movies. But the fact that she still got those 2, I'm gonna leave her in, just because. So yeah, I think because she's strong, that's why I think Pamela Anderson can get in for Best Actress too. But yeah, I think that's another thing with people trying to make parallels to last year. Like, oh, Pamela Anderson did Met Benning and Naiad, but like again, stuff like that doesn't always parallel. But because Jamie Lee Curtis has BAFTA and she has SAG, I'm gonna leave her in. I don't think she's locked by any means, but yeah. Selena Gomez has the same things that Felicity Jones has, Golden Globe, BAFTA. If she gets in, I'll crash out if she gets in. I feel like the SAG snub was not great. Critics' Choice, I don't really care too much. They weren't the biggest Amelia Perez people, although neither was SAG. I think the Oscars are gonna like Amelia Perez. They're gonna give it over 10 nominations. But I still don't know if they're gonna go with Selena Gomez. I still don't know. It's possible. Margaret Qualley for The Substance missed BAFTA and SAG. She only has Globe, Critics' Choice. I don't know if that's too great. Maybe she could be like a Mila Kunis and Black Swan type snub, or maybe she could be like Mark Ruffalo and Poor Things, where she still makes it and gets redeemed. I always thought that was kind of like a thump Twitter thing though, and she doesn't actually get in at the end of the day. That's what I think. Anjanou Ellis Taylor for Nickel Boys. She's the contender for the lone Critics' Choice nomination. Like America Ferrera for Barbie, Brian Tyree Henry Causeway, Judd Hirsch for Fablemans, J.K. Smith for Being the Ricardos. All of those people. I mean, she's that contender. If she gets in though, Nickel Boys is just gonna be in for Best Picture. It's just gonna be in. But yeah, she has, even in places where Nickel Boys has been getting Best Picture, she's been missing. So I'm gonna leave her out. But she can maybe surprise. I wouldn't be too surprised. Monica Barbaro, she only has SAG. Lone SAG nominees usually don't make it, so I'm gonna say she's not gonna get in. And then Danielle Dewan, The Piano Lesson. It sucks that she's not getting in. She deserves this nomination so much. Critics' Choice and SAG did the right thing and nominated her. BAFTA didn't even longlist her. Shame on them. And then Golden Globe snubbed her again. I feel like that type of performance needs to get everything in order for her to even be in the conversation. But as soon as she missed the Globe, I was like, okay, she's probably not going to get the Oscar then. And you have all these other people in Best Picture nominees, and then you have Jamie Lee Curtis that has both industry nominations. All right, Best Supporting Actor, Kieran Culkin out front for A Real Pain. Edward Norton and Yorgos Borisoff for Lock. They have not missed a beat. They're going to get in. Guy Pearce on The Brutalist, he missed SAG. He has Golden Globe after Critics' Choice. That's one of the snubs that I feel fine saying that he's going to be fine at the end of the day. I think he's going to be perfectly fine. I'd be surprised if they still snubbed him. It feels like a Michelle Williams and the Failness type of thing. Except she didn't have BAFTA. I feel like Guy Pearce is going to be fine. And then the fifth slot's crazy. The fifth slot, it could be Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice, or it can be Clarence Macklin for Sing Sing. Jeremy Strong has Golden Globe, SAG, BAFTA. He could maybe be an Eddie Redmayne in The Good Nurse. Maybe Jamie Lee Curtis too. Maybe they both miss. Maybe they both get in. Maybe one gets in. That can be an Eddie Redmayne, or he can just be in at the end of the day. He could just be in. He's playing Roy Cohn. It's a transformative performance. People know and love Jeremy Strong from Succession. That's probably what helped Bryan Cranston's nomination for Trumbo, because people knew and loved him from Breaking Bad and Malcolm in the Middle. So I was like, okay, let's nominate him for an Oscar. I have him getting in without Sebastian Stan. That's perfectly possible. SAG did that. SAG said Jeremy Strong and no Sebastian Stan. But yeah, Clarence Macklin makes sense too. He has Critics' Choice and BAFTA, and if they really love Sing Sing, he could come along. I think Sing Sing could get in regardless with whether Clarence Macklin gets in or not. But yeah, I think Clarence Macklin, he's more of a newcomer compared to Jeremy Strong, but I've heard he's just brilliant in Sing Sing. I can see them going for him. Again, it's really close. Again, I'm going 51-49 Jeremy Strong. It could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if Clarence Macklin. If Clarence Macklin made it, would I say okay, Sing Sing's in, or would it still be on edge? Because I feel like A Real Pain, it's obviously in for those two above the lines. It can get picture off of that, or it can still miss picture and still get those two regardless. Could Sing Sing get 3 above the line nominations and still miss picture, or would that be too weird? I think if Clarence Macklin got in, that would make me feel better about it in Best Picture. That's all I'll say. But yeah, it's very close. I'm gonna say Jeremy Strong because he has SAG BAFTA. Maybe he could be the SAG BAFTA snub though. He and Jamie Lee Curtis. Maybe one gets snubbed. Maybe they both get snubbed. Maybe one gets snubbed. Maybe they both get in. I feel like the best way to get 4 out of 5 though is just predict both of them because they have both industry nominations. I'm trying to get 4 out of 5 in all these acting categories. Trying to get at least 4 out of 5. Any other real options? Denzel Washington is not getting it for Gladiator 2. He has Globe Critics' Choice. The SAG snub killed him. To be a blockbuster movie in Best Picture, you need In acting category, you need to have a SAG nomination. Obviously, BAFTA didn't go for him because they don't like Denzel. They've never nominated him. But yeah, Gladiator 2 has especially been like having all these snubs in tech categories. There's like no shot they do Denzel. There's like no shot. Jonathan Bailey got a SAG nomination for Wicked. He's just gonna have to be happy with that. Again, lone SAG lone SAG nominee usually never gets in. I think the last time a lone SAG nominee got in was John Hawkes in Winter's Bone. So yeah. Stanley Tucci's gone for Conclave. Couldn't even get BAFTA. Goodbye. And then Mark Edelstein for Anora. He's not getting in. I still need to watch that movie, Anora. I'll definitely watch it after Oscar nominations. All right, time for the screenplays. All right, best original screenplay, and Anora's winning probably. The Brutalist, The Substance, or Real Pain are all getting in. That four is extremely obvious. The fifth slot, I think it's September 5. After that PGA nomination, that made me feel good about it. Before that, I was a little bit hesitant. Because I was like, okay, September 5 probably peaked already. Like, I think that had its moment already. Maybe it's just gonna fall off entirely. That didn't make any BAFTA long list. However, that PGA nomination, made me think like, okay, it's still in the conversation, and like, okay, fine, I think it's still gonna get nominated. These other picks don't really make too much sense to me either. I think September 5 makes the most sense, and I got Critics' Choice nomination in this category as well. It's about like journalism, like that makes sense to be a lone screenplay thing, I think. And then if that gets editing too, I'll just assume it's in Best Picture. But I think that makes sense to be lone editing. Challengers has Critics' Choice and WGA. I feel like that's not going to get the Oscar though. The Apprentice didn't get anything. That could have gotten BAFTA and WGA, but it didn't get those. So I'm saying no to that. Yeah, it makes the most sense. Kneecap got the BAFTA nomination, but I'm not really going to take that too seriously. Hard Truths, that wasn't even longlisted at BAFTA. I feel like that's not good. Mike Lee did surprise for another year, but I'm not going to predict that to happen. And then All We Imagine, I was like, couldn't get BAFTA nominated. Not even going to bother. Best Adapted Screenplay. So the USC Scripter nominations happened today. They nominated my top 5, but they swapped out Emilia Perez for The Wild Robot, which is by the Wild Robot's number 10, but that's not getting the Oscar nomination. Conclave's winning undoubtedly. It even won Golden Globe. It's obvious. Emilia Perez is getting in. That got the Globe nomination for screenplay. Usually musicals miss, but this is an original musical. I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna get in. Unfortunately, it's gonna take out Dune. But yeah, as soon as I got that Globe nomination, I was convinced that's in. I was convinced. A Complete Unknown has been doing very well for screenplay. I think that's going to break the music biopic curse in screenplay, or the singer biopic curse. I guess Maestro is kind of a music biopic, but it's not about like a singer. But usually singer biopics don't get in, but Complete Unknown got USC, got WGA, got BAFTA. I think that's going to get nominated. Nickel Boys has been consistently doing good in screenplay. The only thing it missed was Golden Globe. It got Critics' Choice, it got WGA, it got BAFTA, it got USC. Even when it's been shaky in every other category, it's been consistent in screenplay, and it's going to get screenplay. And number 5, Sing Sing. It got BAFTA nominated, and it got USC nominated. And it got Critics' Choice. It wasn't eligible for WGA, and then it missed Globe. I feel like the BAFTA 5, this is the BAFTA 5. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense for the Oscar. As soon as Dune 2 missed BAFTA, I was like, okay, that's missing. That's goodbye. I actually think Wicked's more likely. That might win WGA. And that has Critics' Choice and WGA. Doesn't have BAFTA. I feel like though if that's not top 5 in picture, like there's no point to nominate it in screenplay. Like there isn't really a point to do it. I feel like this top 5 makes so much sense. Sing Sing and Nickel Boys have done well with all the writers getting BAFTA, and Nickel Boys got WGA. They both got USC. And fun fact, even though I have Clarence Macklin missing supporting actor, I still have him getting an Oscar nomination because he worked on the story for Sing Sing. The nominees for Sing Sing, Clinton Bentley and Greg Quater are credited for writing the screenplay, and they're also credited for writing the story, along with Clarence Macklin and John Divine G. Whitfield. So yeah, I still have Clarence Macklin getting an Oscar nomination, even if it's not for his acting. I think I feel decent. I don't feel cozy with any top fives except for one that we're gonna get into. However, I think this top five, it makes sense. I'm gonna go with it. Hitman got WGA, which I actually predicted they would do that, but that's not gonna get in. I'm Still Here hasn't showed. I don't even think that got BAFTA long listed. I'll have to double check. I'm not gonna check right now, but I mean they didn't even long list Fernando Torres, so like they probably just didn't even long list it for the BAFTA. Wait, what is a complete unknown based on? Yeah, what is a complete unknown? I think it's based on a book or something, or it's based on like a newspaper thing. It's based on Dylan Goes Electric by Elijah Wald. Is that a book or a newspaper? Hold on. I think it's a nonfiction book. All right. Yeah, it's based on a book. Yeah, it's, oh my god. They're trying to take down all the Best Picture movies. Amelia Perez for good reason, because of how it's been betraying like Mexican culture and the trans community. And the Brutals with this AI stuff, and then Nora with like the whole intimacy coordinator stuff. Conclave's the pure one. Conclave's the innocent one. Conclave's the virgin. Conclave's winning Best Picture. No, just kidding. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna play anywhere near. When it goes to digital, I'll probably watch it. Wait, yeah, because we're doing so much research. Did I'm Still Here get longlisted for screenplay at BAFTA? I doubt it did, because they didn't even longlist Fernando Torres. Conclave's a book. Conclave's based on a book. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what Amelia Perez is based off of. Yeah, I know Conclave's a book. Conclave's based on a book. But yeah, I think this top five makes sense for the Oscar. Makes sense for the Oscar. Yeah, did they longlist I'm Still Here for screenplay? If they didn't, I'm not bothering with it. Yeah, it's not there. Yeah, they didn't longlist it. It's gone. It's not getting in. And then the Wild Robot, even though they got Nickel Boys is also a book, I think. Wicked's obviously based off of the musical. Dune's obviously based on the first movie and the book. All right, let's move on. Best International Feature, Amelia Perez winning. This is probably the most easy one. Probably the most easy category. I'm Still Here is getting nominated. Fernando Torres might even get nominated for Best Actress. Kneecap's getting in. That did well at BAFTA. That got Critics' Choice. It didn't get Globe, but who cares? That's getting in. Reminds me of The Quiet Girl, where it doesn't get Globe, but then like it surges at BAFTA and then gets nominated at the Oscar. Both are from Ireland, by the way. Both are from Ireland. I think if there's a snub, it's The Seed of the Sacred Fig. I think that gives me Decision to Leave and A Hero vibes. I still have it getting in because it hasn't really missed. It got Golden Globe, and it got Critics' Choice, and it got BAFTA. But I'm weary of it getting snubbed. If it got snubbed, I wouldn't be too surprised. And fifth slot, it's between, you can go with anything from like 5 to 8, and maybe 5 to 9. If Armand's like one of the weird things. But Flow's still a movie, even if it has no dialogue. Movies don't have to have dialogue because they have stories. Stories don't need dialogue. Even though a lot of them do have dialogue. Vermiglia, I'm just picking Vermiglio for number 5. That got Globe. Maybe that's like Io Capitano, where they're both from Italy. They get Globes. They don't get anything else, but they still get Oscar. I'm going to say Vermiglio. The Girl with the Needle, maybe that could get like a weed. Well, I don't think that's going to get cinematography, but maybe that could get in. That got Golden Globe. They both missed Critics' Choice. Flo got Critics' Choice. Maybe the last time an anime movie got an international nomination was Flea. I'm not going to predict it this time. How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies is on Netflix, and I heard it's good. Maybe that could be the surprise nominee. This category is always crazy. They always go for a lot of interesting stuff. I won't be surprised though if Sea of the Sacred Fig got swapped out for like How to Make Millions, for Grandma Dies with the Girl with the Needle, or maybe even Armand or Universal Language. Okay, another category that's always crazy. Best documentary feature. No Other Land's been doing as good, has been like sweeping all the important precursors. That's probably winning. If it gets snubbed, it's probably gonna say some things about the Academy. Sugarcane's been doing well. That's getting in. Sugarcane, the Black Box Diaries, those have been doing well. Daughters has been doing well. That's getting that. I hope it gets in. I've seen 3 of these documentaries. I've seen Daughters, I've seen The Remarkable Life of a Bellin, and I've seen Will and Harper. Daughters is the one I need out of those 3. I need Daughters to get nominated. If it doesn't get nominated, I'll be sad. I think they'll do it. And then Soundtrack to a Coup d'etat is my number 5. That's been doing well. The other outside shots, Porcelain War can get in. The Remarkable Life of a Bellin can get in. That was a pretty good one. Dahomey maybe. Dahomey hasn't really. I heard Dahomey hasn't been getting as many like important stuff as it should. Will and Harper's not happening. They're not gonna do that. They don't like the celebrity docs. And then Union, I just have that at number 10. Don't know what it's about. Will and Harper's pretty good though. I would like to see that nominated. But if it misses, I won't be I won't be as upset as compared to like if Daughters missed. If Daughters missed, I'd be upset because I think Daughters is generally one of the best movies of the year. It's in my top 30. Granted, I haven't seen many movies from last year, but it was a brilliant documentary. We made it to the easy category. Okay, best animated feature is literally the only category that is guaranteed to go exactly the way I have been. The Wild Robot and Flo are competing for the win. Inside Out 2 is getting nominated. Wallace and Gromit is getting nominated. Memoir of a Snail is getting nominated. Easy. Everyone's gonna get 5 out of 5 here. It's the most guaranteed category by far. Every other category could have a swap out. Animated feature is gonna be exactly how we think it's gonna be. Moana 2 is not getting nominated. That's just gonna have to be happy with Golden Globe and critics and PGA. Chicken for Linda. I'm so disappointed. Transformers 1 has been doing awful. It sucks because it's so good. It's better. It's my favorite animated. Well, I probably shouldn't say that because I haven't seen like Flo or Memoir of a Snow or Wallace and Gromit. I've only seen 4 animated movies from last year. Inside Out 2 with Wild Robot included. But yeah, Transformers 1's my favorite. But it couldn't even get the Annie nomination. It didn't get Critics' Choice. Well, Critics' Choice only had 5 movies, but I wouldn't say of course because Flo has the Globe win. Flo can maybe win BAFTA. But yeah, I'm just so disappointed that Transformers 1 has been doing better. But yeah, it has no shot. Piece by Piece, not getting in. Look Back, not getting nominated. Top five is obvious. The only easy top 5. Everything else is chaos. Best cinematography: The Brutalist, Nosferatu. The Brutalist is probably gonna win. Nosferatu and Conclave have been missed the beat. Those are gonna get in. Maria got ASC. I think that's the ASC movie that repeats at the Oscars. It's Edward Lockman. He got in for El Conde last year. He got in for Carol. They had 7 slots for ASC this year, but another year where they had 7, they nominated The Grandmaster, which got in at the Oscars. I think Maria is going to be the lone ASC nominee that gets in. Why do I have Dune 2 at number 5? That hasn't missed a beat. That got everything. However, if anything misses, that's the movie I'm going to bet misses because they do not really go for sequels in cinematography. I have it in because it literally hasn't missed a beat. It even got BSC when Top Gun Maverick didn't get that. I don't even think Two Towers didn't get ASC. Avatar: The Way of Water didn't get ASC or BAFTA or BSC. They only have Critics' Choice. But yeah, Dune 2, like maybe they can miss like those other sequels did. I mean, obviously Blade Runner 2049 won. Mad Max Fury Road got in. The Dark Knight got in. And they nominated one of the Harry Potter sequels. Don't remember which one. Not gonna look it up. But yeah, I'm gonna say Dune 2 still gets in, but I'm very weary of it missing. Very weary. I'm gonna give it Missing 4 a complete unknown, which got the ASC nomination. I will say though, if ASC only had 5 slots and it still got in, I would be saying that's my number 5. But because it was 7, I'm maybe it wasn't top 5 or something. I'm gonna say it misses, but it can get in, and it wouldn't surprise me. Fate and Papa Michael's also been nominated for more ASC awards than Oscars. Amelia Perez, that didn't get ASC. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna predict that. That's BAFTA and BSC, but like the ASC snub where they had 7 nominees is like bad. That's bad. Nickel Boys got the spotlight category at ASC, and they got Critics' Choice, but that wasn't even not long listed for BAFTA. I wonder if it's just too like experimental for the Oscars. If like the first person style is too much for them, and they're just not gonna go for it. If it gets in again, it's just gonna show Nickel Boys is locked in for picture. And if that and or Ingenue Ellis Taylor got in, I'd be thinking that Romello Ross is getting director, but it hasn't really been showing, so I'm not gonna predict it. The Girl with the Needle also got spotlight at the ASC, but like I don't think that's really comparable to like Ida or Cold War or anything like that, or the Grandmaster or anything like that. Wicked got ASC and Critics' Choice, but that's not getting in. The Oscars wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do Wicked. I'm pretty sure they would not do Wicked. All right, best editing. No clue what's winning. Dune 2's getting in. Amelia Perez getting in. Conclave's getting in. Nora's getting in. The fifth slot's crazy. The fifth slot's insane. I have a complete unknown. Which is weird because that hasn't gotten anything. That didn't get Critics' Choice. That didn't get AS. That didn't get ACE. That didn't get BAFTA. BAFTA liked it above the line. They didn't really care for it in text. The only tech they nominated for was costumes, not even sound. But yeah, the Oscars like their music biopic still. They nominated Ray and Walk the Line. I'm not even gonna say Elvis and Bohemian Rhapsody because those are like bigger, more bombastic editing picks. Those obviously the Oscars will go for those, but I feel like Walk the Line and Ray are like the two that I'm looking at, especially Walk the Line because that's another James Mangold biopic. September 5 got Critics' Choice, but that wasn't long listed for BAFTA. That didn't get at the Eddie nomination either. The Eddie category was weird because they snubbed a complete unknown and September 5 and The Brutalist, and they nominated Furiosa and Civil War. So like they're weird. They were weird. They were weird. I'm gonna say a complete unknown gets it. September 5. If September 5 got in, I'd be weary that it's getting picture. But that did get Critics' Choice, so I'm weary of it. Challengers got Critics' Choice, and I'm pretty sure they got the Eddie nomination in comedy. That maybe could be like an I, Tonya or like something, but I feel like I, Tonya, those were, and Tick Tick Boom, those were above the line movies. Those were above the line. Like those were getting like acting nominations and stuff. Challengers, they're still a world that gets no nominations. They're still a world that doesn't get anything. The Brutalist is not happening. I think that's going to be the best picture movie that misses. They got Critics' Choice. That's it. No ACE Eddie. No BAFTA long list. Like, goodbye. I'm not predicting that. The Substance didn't get the BAFTA nomination. That only has the ACE nomination. To be honest, though, lone ACE movies get in more often than you would think. Green Book won Best Picture, but that was a lone ACE movie that got in. Don't Look Up, King Richard, sports movie. Oh, that's kind of like Challengers because King Richard's a sports movie. So is I, Tonya. But Challengers is far further away from Best Picture than those two were. I, Tonya probably would have made it in a year of 10, and then King Richard was obviously nominated in a year of 10. Yeah, Green Book, Don't Look Up, King Richard, The Holdovers. There was another recent one that was lone ACE. Tick Tick Boom was also lone ACE. Yeah, those happen, but without BAFTA, like I don't, and especially because it's like not a top 5. I'm gonna say it's out. I'm gonna say it misses, and then Wicked's not gonna get editing. Production design, Wicked's getting in. Wicked's probably gonna win. The Brutalist, maybe that could win, but I don't know. Probably not. Dune Part 2 is getting in. Conclave. In Conclave's probably going to... It is contemporary, but I'm going to say it gets in off of being in a Best Picture movie. Dune 2 hasn't missed, and then Nosferatu hasn't missed a beat in this category. I'm going to say Nosferatu makes it. That's not in Best Picture, but like that hasn't missed anything. Meanwhile, Gladiator 2 missed BAFTA. That was huge. I don't think Gladiator 2 should be missing that. They built like all the Colosseums and stuff. It was awesome. But BAFTA still said no. I think it's big that it missed BAFTA. Especially because these other three haven't really missed a beat really. The 5 I'm predicting is the BAFTA 5. So I'm gonna say that's the Oscar 5. Gladiator 2, maybe there's a chance that still sneaks in. Maybe Complete Unknown, Beetlejuice. Blitz didn't even get BAFTA. Like, no. Emilia Perez also no. Best costume design is crazy. Okay, Wicked's winning. Nosferatu hasn't missed a beat. Dune Part 2 missed BAFTA, which is weird. Maybe that misses. I think Two Towers missed this category. I'm still gonna say they do it though. Still gonna say they pull through and go for it. Conclave was also maybe it doesn't benefit from being contemporary, but it also like hasn't really missed, and it's also Best Picture. Probably gets in. They have like all the Pope costumes, and then even in production design they have all the Vatican. I think that's enough for it to get nominated in those two categories. And then this is one category where I am sticking to Gladiator 2, despite the BAFTA snubbage. The costumes were insane. They had to nominate movies with big costumes. And I got costumes that got Costumes Guild, that got Critics' Choice. I'm gonna say it gets in. A Complete Unknown got BAFTA. That was the only below the line nomination a Complete Unknown got at BAFTA. But that didn't even get the Costumes Guild. I think it could still make it, but I'm not gonna predict it. Beetlejuice is Colleen Atwood, but I'm not gonna predict that. That only has Costumes Guild, I think. And there are other movies that are like stronger for like Best Picture and stuff, and have gotten more. Blitz got BAFTA. That's Jacqueline Duran. But I'm not really thinking Blitz is gonna happen. Maybe that gets like one nomination in sound, or maybe this. But I'm gonna say no. I'm going 3 out of 5 with BAFTA, who did A Complete Unknown, and Blitz instead of Dune and Gladiator. But that's just how it is, I guess. Maria is not happening. The Brutalist not happening. Let's move on. Oh, this is the funnest category. Best makeup and hairstyling. This category, oh my god, this category is insane. Well, The Substance is winning. That's literally the only lock. Everything else can be exchanged. With how well Nosferatu's been doing, I'm going to say that gets in. With how big of a transformation A Different Man is, I'm going to say that gets in. And that got not the makeup guild in the big category. That got Critics' Choice. Didn't get BAFTA long list, but I think that would maybe be something that gets in a year of 3. Even. Beetlejuice missed BAFTA, but I feel like I can easily just excuse that being like, oh, Beetlejuice was more popular in America than overseas. So of course, that got in at Makeup Guild, that got in at Critics' Choice. Also, lots of makeup in Beetlejuice. So much makeup. And then number 5, I have Wicked. Wicked's isn't necessarily prosthetic heavy. I mean, they made Cynthia Erivo green. They also a lot of hairstyling in the movie. Maybe it's something more of like a Joker or a Cruella or Wakanda Forever, where it's not as prosthetic heavy, but it gets enough of being in a bigger movie. Well, Cruella wasn't a bigger movie, but that I liked a lot of impressive hairstyling and stuff. Oh yeah, I do have the makeup actor combo happening. But yeah, I'm gonna say Wicked. I think here's the thing: in makeup and visual effects, I think even in sound too. You guys can quote me on that. They have bake-offs usually because of the wildfires. We're not having bake-offs this year. Wicked, I think, is something that would be hurt from a bake-off. The bake-off would benefit something like Waltzing for Brando. But because we don't have bake-offs, I think they're going to be more normal and nominate Wicked. I think they could even nominate Emilia Perez too. I mean, there's like 8 minutes of makeup where they have Emilia Perez like pre-transition, and it's like 8 minutes, and it's honestly not terrible makeup. However, I don't really know what to take out from this 5. I just don't know. So I'm gonna say it's number 6, but I would not be surprised if it gets in at the slightest. Because no Bake Offs, I'm just gonna assume that they're gonna be more normal. Dune Part 2 got no makeup nominations. Nosferatu didn't get any either. But I feel like Dune's like been slipping, and Dune got BAFTA and Critics' Choice though, so that's something. I feel like also Nosferatu is a horror movie, and they like vampire stuff. Waltzing for Brando. It's Waltzing with Brando, not Waltzing for Brando. Wait, no, it's Waltzing with Brando. Waltzing with Brando. That is the exact type of movie that would benefit from the Bake Offs, like something like a Jackass Bad Grandpa, 100-Year-Old Man Who Jumped Out the Window, Border. Well, Different Man is probably like a Border too. It's probably like Border. But yeah, like all of those movies, Coming to America as well. It's the type of movie that would benefit from that. They transformed Billy Zane into Marlon Brando. I saw some images. It's uncannily good. However, that movie hasn't even come out yet. I think they've been doing some campaigning. They've had like billboards out in LA or something. But yeah, I feel like without a Bake Off, like, is that really gonna happen? That hasn't gotten any precursors or anything either. So I'm gonna say that misses. I'm gonna say they leave it out. The Apprentice would maybe also like benefit from a Bake Off, but that didn't even get like BAFTA. That also has like not gotten anything. So I'm gonna say no. Maria is the only one here that doesn't have a single shot at getting nominated. Best Visual Effects, another fun category, another fun one. Dune Part 2 is winning. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is getting nominated. Those are the 2 locks. Everything else you can exchange. Better Man has gotten everything. That got Critics' Choice, BAFTA. That got VES. The reason why I'm not saying it's a lock, even though it's gotten everything, is because it's a huge flop at the box office. And it's like it's also an original movie. It's not like something like a sci-fi. It's not like a sci-fi epic like Alien Romulus or like a superhero movie like Deadpool. It's just an original musical. But because it has everything, I'm just gonna go with it. Gladiator 2 missed VES, but that got Critics' Choice BAFTA. I think the best way for me to get 4 out of 5 is to just go 4 out of 5 with BAFTA. Maybe the best way for me to get 4 out of 5 would be to have Wicked in and go 5 out of 5 with BAFTA. But I'm just so convinced that they're not going to do it. I'm so convinced that Wicked's not actually going to happen. I'm convinced that Wicked is Black Panther, where it misses VES as a Best Picture nominee. Even if it still gets Critics' Choice BAFTA, that won't matter, and they're still going to snub it at the Oscars. Poor Things 2. Poor Things. Dunkirk, Shape of Water. I think it's one of those where it gets one of those Best Picture nominees that misses. I have Alien Romulus getting in, even though it hasn't gotten any precursors. They did a lot of cool practical work in the movie, which maybe the visual effects artists can like and appreciate. Mufasa, I had Mufasa in prior to predicting Alien Romulus, I had Mufasa in. They nominated the first one won VES, so it makes sense why VES would go for the second one. The visual effects branch also likes Disney, but we also did that last year about Indiana Jones, The Outlet of Destiny, which also made VES, but missed. I wonder if the Oscars are going to want to go for like something more unique or something, like Alien Romulus, which has a lot of cool practical stuff. Alien Romulus would be a great nominee. I think I'd actually vote for that to get in. Yeah, I wonder if it's like too like much of the same for them. That they'll just go for something more unique, like Alien. Maybe Twisters can get in too. That got VES. Maybe that gets in. I heard they did like a lot of cool stuff with that too. Deadpool and Wolverine. If that got VES, I'd probably have it in my top 5. However, it doesn't have any precursors. The last time an MCU movie got in with no precursors was Captain America: The Winter Soldier in 2014. And shutting out Marvel is not that uncommon. Well, you know, it's kind of uncommon. It's only happened twice. It happened in 2011 and 2015. But this is like their only movie. It's maybe not as like visual effects. Well, there's definitely a lot of visual effects in it. They have like Human Torch. They have The Void. I mean, they have Elias. It definitely has visual effects. Maybe not as much as like the Avengers or the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but it has visual effects. I feel like just because it has no precursors, though, I'm just gonna say they're gonna be comfortable leaving out Marvel this year, and they're gonna snub it. So yeah, Civil War got a supporting VES nomination, but that's the only one here that I'm gonna say has no shot at getting in. Best Sound, Dune Part 2 is winning. Wicked's getting in. A Complete Unknown, I don't really care too much about the BAFTA snub. I think that's getting in. Amelia Perez hasn't really shown up much. That got an international nomination at the Motion Picture Sound Editors Guild. That didn't get Cinema Audio Society, and that didn't get BAFTA. But I'm going to leave it in, though, because it's a musical and Best Picture. I'm just going to leave it in. And then Gladiator 2, it didn't get Motion Picture Sound Editors. It got Cinema Audio Society, and it got BAFTA. It could miss, especially because it's been weak. But I'm going to say it stays in for now, just because. Yeah, and it's also like a big blockbuster action movie. I think it makes sense to have it so. Blitz got BAFTA. Like, if you really want to say they're going to be like super close to BAFTA, you can predict that. That maybe if Blitz gets any nominations, it's probably going to be this one. But I'm going to say it gets Goose Egg. Alien Romulus would be a cool nomination too. They got Motion Picture Sound Editors, I think. But they didn't get Cinema Audio Society. They didn't get BAFTA. So yeah. Deadpool and Wolverine got both sound guilds, I think. But I'm not even gonna bother with that because they hate nominating Marvel movies for sound. The only two times where they did it was with Iron Man and Black Panther. Those are the only two. Deadpool and Wolverine's not getting in. The Wild Robot's not gonna get in. Neither is Joker Folie à Deux. Variety has Joker 2 getting in, and that's crazy. Maybe is it just because it's a musical? Like, that's not gonna get nominated. I'd be surprised. It's because Joker 2 led Razzie nominations. Well, that's irrelevant for me because I hate the Razzies, but that's still funny. I've heard that movie's so bad. I'm probably not. Maybe I might watch it because like maybe that could be like I might just not even want to torture myself, to be honest. Best original score. The Brutal is probably winning. Conclave getting in. Amelia Perez getting in. Those three are in. The Wild Robot hasn't missed a beat. However, people think it could be like, I don't know whether it's How to Train Your Dragon where it gets in regardless, or whether it's Pinocchio or where it gets everything but misses. Pinocchio is Desplat too, and he's gotten it for other animated scores like Fantastic Mr. Fox and like Isle of Dogs. But yeah, Wild Robot's Chris Bowers. He just won an Oscar in the documentary short category for The Last Repair Shop. I think it makes sense to have in. It's also more of like a conventional Oscar score than something like Spider-Verse. I'm gonna say it gets in for now. I won't be too surprised if it misses. If it misses though, unfortunately, I'll just think it'll be another case of all the animated movies just being a lone animated feature nomination. Wild Robot has a pretty good score. I don't know if it's like a phenomenal score. Maybe if I re-listen to it, it'll become a phenomenal score. But like, I don't know if it's like one of my favorite animated scores of all time or something. But it's a great score. Challengers is not winning the Oscar. Challengers might not even get the Oscar nomination. It did win Golden Globe, and it's probably gonna win Critics' Choice. However, it didn't even get longlisted for BAFTA. It wasn't nominated at the Society of Composers and Lyricists Award. I think that's even more on the cusp than The Wild Robot. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross have 3 Oscar nominations, 2 wins. One of their wins for Soul with Jon Batiste. They shared the award. They were also double nominated for Make, and then they obviously won for Social Network. They were snubbed for Gone Girl, and they were snubbed for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. That could maybe be like Challengers. However, I've heard the Challenger score is so like amazing. I've heard it's like such a big part of what I've heard it's just such a big part of what makes that movie good is the score. I think because of how good the score is, I'm gonna have it in. But I will not be surprised if they say no to it. Maybe that's like a Spider-Verse where it's more of an unconventional score nominee, but like they get it in because like they love the score so much. But yeah, all the people who have challenges like number 2 or number 1 or even number 3, like no, it's not that big. I think it's 4 or 5, maybe even number 6. The thing is the other alternatives aren't as convincing, which is why I have challengers in still. Nosferatu got BAFTA, but I'm not predicting that. Wicked didn't get Critics' Choice. That wasn't longlisted at BAFTA. that got in at the Society of Composers and Lyricists Award, I think. And it's also a musical and best picture. Maybe that can get in. Maybe that can surprise. The Room Next Door hasn't gotten anything. That's gone. Usually when Alberto Iglesias gets an Oscar nomination, he's accompanied by one precursor nomination. Parallel Mothers got a Golden Globe. Kite Runner got BAFTA. I think his other stuff got BAFTA. But yeah. He hasn't shown anything for this movie, so he's not going to get in. Sing Sing's probably not happening. Blood's probably not happening either. Best song. Oh, this category is sad. Best original song is a sad category because it's. Let's go back to the conversation about there being no performances this year. You're not getting these crappy Amelia Perez songs being performed, but like this lineup is going to be one of the. If it's the lineup I'm predicting, it's going to be one of the weakest in recent memory. We're not going to have like an I'm Just Kidding level or Not To, or even Left Me Up was a great performance. We're not going to have a performance that makes the audience excited or anything like that. But anyway, with my predictions, I think El Mal's winning after the Globe win. Mi Camino's getting nominated. Those are the Journey's locked from 688. That's Diane Warren. Do not doubt her. She's getting in, obviously. Never Too Late from Elton John. Never Too Late is Elton John. I'm predicting that as like a name check because it's Elton John. And it's a documentary about Elton John. Last year, American Symphony got Song, which is a documentary about John Baptiste. You got to nominate John Baptiste. I think it makes sense. It's also one of the better songs on the short list. It's a pretty good song. And then Kiss the Sky from the Wild Robot I have getting in that got Golden Globe Critics' Choice. That could miss. Maybe it's too kiddie for them. It does sound like a very kiddie song. I'm obviously one of the people that thinks animation is for everyone. Obviously, it's not just a kids media. It's also not just a kid genre. It's a medium for all people from all ages, backgrounds to enjoy. However, it's like a song that you would hear in like a Disney Junior movie or something. It's a bland song. It's not really one of my favorites here. It's pretty forgettable. I remember the song. Like I don't find it as forgettable as some of these others, but like it's not. It's pretty mid. It's a mid song. The Journey from 688. I think I'll talk about all my thoughts on these songs actually. The Journey from 688. It's well sung by her. Her's a great singer, so obviously it's very well sung. However, the issue with all the other Diane Warren songs is that the lyrics and the lyrics are very generic. They're like nothing special. And like the instrumentation doesn't really pop either. It's just kind of like there. It's well sung, but it's just kind of mid song. The two Amelia Perez songs are garbage. Those are the worst songs on the short list. I would say Mi Camino is slightly worse than El Mal. And those are still not some of the worst songs. Those are still all the songs in Amelia Perez are terrible, but like those are still like not the worst songs in the movie. There's like 3 that are worse. There's like maybe more than 3 that are worse. There's definitely 3 that are worse though. There's like the whole sex change operation song. That's like the worst song in history. Not the worst in history, but it's like one of the worst songs in movie history. Then you have the other Selena Gomez song, the Bienvenida. That I was cringing during that scene. And then you have the scene where Zoe Saldana's with the doctor. Not the from Pizza V scene. The other one. That one's terrible. Amelia Perez, like that didn't even need to be a musical. Like it can be not a musical and nothing would change. Yeah, the songs are garbage in that movie. They're terrible. Never Too Late's a good song. There are some 6, 7, 8, and 9 would all be better nominations than El Mal, Mi Camino, The Journey, and Kiss the Sky. We'll talk about those. Harper and Will Go West from Owen Harper got Critics' Choice, and it's a documentary song. It's Kristen Wiig singing. They like their documentary songs. I could see them going for it. It's a great song. I really like that song. I think it's a quite good song. I think Never Too Late's pretty good too. Wait, I have my ranking of all the songs on the short list. It's changed quite a bit since I like very first listened to them. But yeah, I think the Will and Harper song is very good. It's a very sweet song. I I think that would be a good nomination. Like a Bird from Sing Sing is my third favorite. I think that's a great song. Maybe I don't think it's. I mean, there has been a trend with like Best Picture movies getting song like Everything Everywhere and Killers, but this song isn't from any big names, and even before like those two, they would snub those type of songs like the song from Minari, the song from Parasite. Like when they didn't nominate those, I feel like this is not gonna get in, but it's a good song. My favorite song from the short list is, and it's a complete on 180 compared to when I first listened to the song. My favorite song from the short list is "Sick in the Head" from Kneecap. I haven't seen that movie, but like that's not that. When I first listened to that song, I was not into it at all. I listened to it again, my opinion completely 180 on it. It has a very cool beat. I think it's like a very. I think it's a good. I think it's a great, amazing song. I think it'll probably be one of those songs that I think will be even better once I watch the movie, which I probably watch it eventually because it's going to be nominated for an international feature. Maybe that can get in. Maybe that can be like a surprising nominee. Sick in the Head. Compressed Repress from Challenges is another nominee I would like. I think that's my second favorite song from the short list. Again, cool beat. I mean, it's very like it's by Trent Reznor for us, and the beat is probably very similar to the score in the movie, and I've heard the score is phenomenal. I need to watch Challengers, even though that can maybe get goose egged at the end of the day. I have to watch that. But yeah, and then Beyond for Moana 2 is not getting in. I think that song's decent. I don't really have any interest in watching that movie, but that song's okay. But yeah, if they did Elton John and Will and Harper sing Kneecap Challengers, that would be the perfect lineup. But instead we're gonna get two Amelia Pratt songs, so it's not gonna be the perfect lineup. All right, now time for the shorts. Categories I always just copy the Oscar expert on because I don't really feel comfortable going with like Gold Derby's consensus or like the award expert community. I like to see what they have to say about these movies. Michaela's Voice, A Letter to the World is about autism, I believe, and it's on Netflix, so I guess that makes sense to have it number one. Once Upon a Time in Ukraine has Ukraine in the title. Makes sense, probably. Death by Numbers is about school shootings. Incident is about police brutality. And the Chasing Ru I have getting in. The other ones on the outside shots. I Am Ready, Warden. I've heard that's about like a very unempathetic person, but that's there. Then there's also A Swim Lesson, The Only Girl in the Orchestra, The Quilters, which is I think about prison quilt makers. And then there's Instruments of a Beating Heart. Then Best Animated Short, there's A Bear Named Wojtek, Wander to Wonder, Maybe Elephants, In the Shadow of the Cypress, and the Cypress, and A Crab in the Pool. A lot of those titles are very eye-popping. I'd like to go with eye-popping titles in short categories, I believe. There was the 1 year where they went with My Year of Dicks and An Ostrich Told Me the World Was Fake, and I Think I Believe It. Those are fun titles. And there's also my outside shots are Beautiful Men, Me, Yuck, Magic Candles, and The 21. And then the last one, the best live action short, The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent. I have that friend. An Orange from Jaffa is about Palestine, I believe. That's a bit hot an issue. Anuja I have getting in. Room Taken sounds weird from what I've heard. That it's about like a homeless person like breaking into a blind woman's house, but they end up becoming friends. It sounds weird. That, to be honest, that might actually win. They always like to go with crappy shorts in these categories. And then the masterpiece, I think that's about class. And I saw like the poster, the house kind of looks like the house from Parasite. So there's that. Then my outside shots are Alien, I'm Not a Robot, Clodagh, Dovacote, and Crust. Sorry, I totally mispronounced all those. And that's it. Those are my locked-in Oscar predictions. That's the top 10 movies I have getting into Best Picture. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Oscar nominations. I'll say this one. I'll say this. Do not spoil the nominations in the chat. I'm gonna block the chat. I'm not even gonna look at the chat. Yeah, do not spoil them in the chat for other people. Do not spoil them until they're until I see them on the video, and once the category is announced and I react to it, you'll be free to talk about it in the chat. But like, do not talk about it before then. I'll post a warning on my community tab as well to like not spoil in the other chat for me and for other people, obviously. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.